Hey, everybody.
What's up?
Hello.
Hello.
No Steve this week. Steve.
Wait, let me check that. You're right.
Steve's doing grand rounds, which apparently means he has to work, right?
Yeah.
I guess he's in charge of like a part of the hospital. I don't know. He doesn't tell us any details.
No, he's actually at the casino. He has a gambling addiction. Yeah. That's what I mean by grand rounds.
But we're starting this week's live stream with 3 guests. These are 3 people who are patrons. They're on our Discord. They're all friends, apparently, right?
Yeah, we are. We're Zoom friends. Yeah.
All right, so let's start with Jackie. Jackie, who are you and why are you here?
I'm Jackie. I'm here because I've been a fan of the SGU from pretty close to the beginning, 2007, 2008. A very good friend of mine, Strobel, recommended the podcast to me, said, you got to listen to it. I did. I was hooked. I ended up going to TAM in 2011, where I met all you guys, got to chat with Evan for a while, which is nice. And we've kept in touch since then. I was recently at the Denver show as well. So long story short, that's it.
Which show did you see, by the way?
In Denver?
Yeah.
All 3.
You went to all 3?
I went to all 3.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, I traveled. I live in Southern California, so we actually flew out specifically for that. I was all ready to go to Nexus in 2020. I hadn't done a conference in a while, and then obviously when that fell through, as soon as Denver got rescheduled, I was like, we're going. I gotta go.
Cool.
Nice.
Well, first off, thank you. I mean, we appreciate that.
Yes.
And so I'm curious. I mean, I would like to talk to you probably offline would be better because I have a lot of questions. But we hadn't run the extravaganza in 2 years. How did it come off on your end?
I thought it was great. I mean, I hadn't seen one of them before, so it was my first extravaganza.
No spoilers, please.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there were definitely some things that, you know, we've seen before that maybe felt a little rehashed. Just if you've been listening to the SGU for that long, you know, or any number of years. But no, I mean, we had a blast, and I feel like the order of things was great as well. It was like very high energy. So to start that out on Thursday night, was super fun. So
Yeah,
I loved it. I would do it again for sure.
Thanks. Yeah, we're continuing the tour, and our next show is in March. We're going to be announcing them, like very soon, within a week. I'll make the first announcement on those dates and everything. But we loved it. We had a great time. It took a lot of work to get the show back on its feet because, again, when you don't do it for 2 years, we had a lot of work to do. But it was totally worth it. And man, we had such a blast. And that private show in Denver, like we were laughing the entire time. Remember that? That show was so much fun. It was just funny. I felt like we were cracking up the entire night.
It was great. Yeah. My boyfriend yelled out "bitchin," the answer that was "bitchin" in the Mad Libs.
That we used
nice.
Mad Libs, yeah.
Yeah, that was one of the best moments.
That actually was very fun. I remember when he did that, and I remember that was a good laugh. Kathleen, Hogwarts World is your screen name. What is this?
What's all this Hogwarts thing I've heard about?
Yeah, actually, it's funny because I've been a Harry Potter fan for more than half my life. Anyway, and so that's probably most of the stuff that's in the background is Harry Potter at the top. And I've seen the comments in the chat, but I've been a fan of the SGU since 2006. I think I was in university at the time. And I think I got into it because there weren't that many podcasts at the time. And I just
we got in early
podcast, and there wasn't that much choice, to be honest.
You got stuck with us, no matter how shitty we are. You're like, all right, I'll listen to these guys, whatever.
Kathleen, show us your favorite Harry Potter item behind you. Which one is it? Bring it to the camera.
Yeah, definitely.
I can't really because it's up here. It's the Lego. It's a Lego set.
Okay.
Hedwig on top of books. And
that's Lego. Cool.
Other objects. So it's a big Lego set.
All right. I'm a Harry Potter fan. And I want to ask you a very Harry Potter centric question. What is your favorite Harry Potter thing in the Harry Potter universe? Could be a character, it could be an object, it could be a scene in the movie.
Hermione's bag.
Her bag of
Hermione's bag in the last book that she can put
everything in.
Everything basically.
I've thought of that bag specifically the past week because I'm moving. I'm like, I wish I could just put this bookcase. But I've got a question. Could you put a bookcase in that thing, or is it something that's got to be a certain size, or
it has to fit the whole?
You could be a minimalist, but not. That would be amazing.
Right. I'm just wondering how big, and when you want something, do you have to think of it and then you reach in and it comes to you, or do you got to root around and try to find the thing you put in there? I got so many questions about this bag.
All right, so Bob, just so you know, Bob, this Hermione's bag is borrowed from Dungeons and Dragons. Which it's a bag of holding. Right. And in the bag of holding, it's basically inside the bag is a space that's in another dimension or somewhere else that is not on the plane that you're living in. But Hermione's bag is magic. I don't think they ever mentioned other dimensions in Harry Potter, so I would think that they're being shrunk down actually.
Okay.
Probably.
I don't know.
Maybe. That could be.
I guess that's never really explained.
Something else I would like from that world is the tent that is bigger on the inside than the outside, right?
Like the old Baba Yaga's hut.
Right. So my question then is, what if you opened another tent inside that tent? And then, right?
So in D&D, I think there are rules against that. Things happening. Bad things happen when you start
nest that. You can't nest it.
I wouldn't do that. Stuff. You'll eventually crash the computer that the simulation is running on, Bob.
Yeah. All right. It's like crossing the streams. You just don't do that.
Yeah, but they did it, and it saved the day, so you never know.
But it's funny because it's probably why I also like Doctor Who, because the TARDIS is similar.
There you go.
In that sense.
Yeah. All right, Sharon, you've been on before.
I have.
And you and I go back. You and I, we did a game show together.
We did
2 game shows.
Which is why
together.
I have this great poster behind me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And Sharon is also a mod.
I was on stage on an extravaganza.
Yep, that's right. That's right. You've done a lot. You've shown up a lot.
I tried.
Yeah.
A couple of
get rid of her.
No, I know. It's like
So Sharon just sent me. Ian, could you show that picture if you have a second?
Oh yeah, I don't have it pulled up. Let me get it. Go ahead.
All right, well, I'll explain. So Sharon has sent me over the years different snacks and treats.
poison, you know.
The poison, yes.
Oh, that's right.
The
Poison
pawpaw.
J.
Which I ate, and it was good. You know, it was exactly what you would say. It's like a fruit preserve.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I have any lingering effects, which is nice.
The question is, did Steve taste any of it?
No, he hasn't, but Steve doesn't actually like me, so he probably won't eat anything that's in my refrigerator. No, next time Steve comes over, I will. So I had a whatever. This is another story.
Nice.
This?
This is everything that I got from Sharon. Sent me all this stuff here now.
All the baked goods.
This was instinctively what I did right after I unpacked the box.
I love that photo.
They are supposed to be shared. Jay.
They will be. They will be.
Snacks tonight.
Oh yeah. He shared them. He shared them.
I'll share. I mean, Evan can come over and have a cookie whenever he wants. I mean,
sure.
even after I'm done eating these.
Yeah,
but I love biscotti. I mean, this is like one of my. If I have a cup of coffee with this, it's like you got to be kidding me.
Biscotti.
Now, I picked the plain one. I could tell because there's no nuts or anything in it.
Lemon.
That's just lemon.
Lemon anise, I think, is the one you were eating. It doesn't have any stuff in it. It looks like it's just kind of yellowish. That is a lemon anise. Yep.
Yeah, I'm tasting
that. That is
now.
Very traditional Sicilian recipe.
Yep. Yeah, when my wife and I were in Florence, we ate a lot of biscotti. Like you go around, there's like a million places you just stop in, just dessert. They just have desserts, and they're expert. You know what I mean? They're like ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
We had a day where all we did was eat out of those stores, which was unbelievably awesome. Bob jokes around all the time about like having a dessert day. I actually did it once, and it was really amazing. So we are going to start. We're going to stop in about an hour. So we're going to tighten up the schedule a little bit because things are happening tonight. Somebody said, please mute before I chew. Now, instinctively, I wanted to say that.
Chew harder?
Yeah, chew harder and louder. Sorry about that.
Oh, that's supposed to be right.
I see somebody in the chat said that I should make something with bananas and send to Steve. One of those biscotti is banana pecan.
There you go.
So.
Yeah, should have sent it to Steve. It's gone.
I don't have his address, so that's a very tightly kept secret.
I'll send it to you. You've earned the right to Steve's address. Did you guys know that Steve had someone show up at his house? Someone actually showed up at Steve's house once.
Oh my god!
Yes,
like an SGU.
I am a librarian.
Like a fan?
You trust me.
Yeah, but it was someone who was, I don't know. I don't want to say unhinged or whatever, but it was inappropriate. So since then, Steve's been a little like, yeah, we're not going to be giving that address out anymore.
Okay, you can just share those with Steve.
Could also do that.
There's that share word again.
Share, you know goddamn well.
It's creeping up in this conversation.
I told you I'm going to tell Santa on you.
Jay, I'm going to be there in an hour and a half. There better be something left.
Bob, there's no way I'm pile driving all those cookies in an hour and a half. There'll be a few left. So I don't know if I told this story, but I had a series of events happen at my house, which led to a lot of other things happening. Let me explain. So my wife and I, every appliance in my house died. They all talked behind our back and said, we're all going to literally stop functioning in about 2 weeks of each other. Every major appliance in my house expired. So I'm installing the new dishwasher, and apparently it leaked. I don't know. I don't think it was my fault. It really wasn't. There was a weird plumbing situation. I'm not a plumber. I just put the tube in the pipe like the last one, and it leaked. So that leak turned into it went down the wall into the basement, and we have a partly finished basement, and this turned into a mold situation.
Right, the mold.
And I had to hire a professional company to come over, and by the time you get a professional company in, it's I knew there was a problem, but man, They came in and they were like, "You've got a big problem here." It wasn't like, "Oh, we're just going to redo this wall or whatever." Like, because the water damage wasn't that bad, but the mold spores got in the drop ceiling that I have in my basement. So they weren't really in the room as much as they were in above the drop ceiling. And that drop ceiling material is food for mold.
Oh yeah,
right? The
loves
cellulose
it, absorbs it, sits there.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Lets it do its thing.
So they had to bring the big guns in and everything. And this company was amazing because they use the same software that the insurance companies do. So they know how to go in and like put in all this stuff. There's codes for everything, and they understand how the insurance companies work. So they were speaking the insurance company's language, which the insurance company actually appreciates. And it turns out that everything that my wife and I did to mitigate the water problem and the future mold problem, we got reimbursed for, which was we ripped up a carpet and put a vinyl floor in the basement that looks like wood. You know, those like vinyl floors that are made to look like wood.
Yes.
They re-sheetrocked and new insulation in the wall downstairs. And then there was like another water problem that they fixed. And then because water got on my kitchen floor, they had to pull up a part of the kitchen floor to make sure that the underlayment was not still wet, which it could have been after months and months. It could have been trapped moisture in there. And because they did that, they had to redo my entire bottom floor in my house.
Whole bottom floor.
And it was a fiasco of work because that's what it takes to do this stuff. But I'm like, oh my God, this is the best thing that's ever happened to me because all of this work got done on insurance. And the insurance company wasn't even complaining. They're like, yeah, that's what happened. Yeah, that happened. Okay, we'll pay for that. Okay, what? Okay, we'll pay for that. It was really an awesome experience.
What about your rates? Did your rates go up?
I haven't heard anything about that yet. So I highly encourage you to install a new dishwasher.
Have it leak.
Or have me do it. Have me come and install your dishwasher for you, and some nice things might happen to you. But so now my office has been turned into a storage facility. There's all sorts of crap over here or whatever. You'll see it over my shoulder.
Yeah.
We're still not fully unpacked from the whole thing, but it's a big deal.
Wow.
And the takeaway is do not mess around with mold. Mold is bad, and it can hurt. It could be unhealthy, and it starts to go everywhere. And you gotta bring in a company to take care of it.
Black mold, very dangerous.
All right, somebody else talk. I'm going to take a bite of this thing and mute myself.
Jay, you need to talk to Kathleen about what she does for a living because it's cool.
Oh.
So Kathleen, what do you do?
I'll just answer.
No pressure. Go ahead, Kathleen.
I'm a veterinarian and I specialize in fish. So I'm an aquaculture veterinarian. And I currently work for a salmon farming producer on the west coast of Canada.
Oh wow.
Neat.
So I take care of salmon.
Very important.
So I've got a question.
I've got a Jay. Surgery.
Jay, I'm talking now.
I'm sorry.
So, Kathleen, I have a wicked algae problem in my tank, and it's either I'm overfeeding or I haven't cleaned the filter in too long. How much does an unclean filter attribute to a potential algae bloom in a tank?
Probably a fairly significant amount. The filter is probably the first thing you should clean if you have an algae problem.
Bob, did any of the algae get on your kitchen floor?
No. It's actually pretty harmless. This algae is pretty harmless for fish and for people, but it just looks like crap. It's like what's going on?
Slime green kind of.
You can also get a snail, and they'll like eat away at the algae. Yeah,
we got two snails.
Okay, well, obviously.
I have a question for Kathleen.
Not enough snails.
I have a question for Kathleen.
Yep.
About salmon specifically, what is it? Is there a misconception? Like, what's the thing that people get wrong the most about salmon in general?
About farmed salmon, I would say it's that we put food coloring in the fish after they're killed
to give it
that pink.
Yeah.
Which is not true. We put the actual pigment is in the feed that the salmon eats. but that's part of the normal diet of fish, because the pink coloring comes from basically a concentration through the food chain. So that's why flamingos are pink, and basically salmon are pink and that kind of thing. And so, yeah, we just have to make sure to add it to the feed.
But that's what consumers expect, though, too, which I think, like, could you get a white fleshed version of that, of salmon?
You could get the problem is that it's also an antioxidant for the fish. So it's not, you wouldn't want to not have it in the feed. So yes, I guess you could have a real pale salmon that you produce, but yeah, funnily enough, people think that sort of a grayish salmon tastes much worse than a pink salmon.
All right, so I did ask a very important question before. Can a fish have surgery?
Yes, but not, well, yes, it can.
Oh,
but we don't do that. We don't do that just because we have
elective.
Like some facial work. They might want to like a fish mouth lift or something. I don't know.
I would say the most common surgery is on like koi fish, those really expensive koi fish, or aquarium fish, and usually it's tumors or the like that they remove.
Wow. I mean, I never thought of this before, but like, I guess there are fish that are so valuable that they would extend their lives that way. That's crazy.
Well, there's some koi that are over $100,000 in value.
Wow.
Jay, you know what people who operate on fish are called?
What?
Ian?
No.
Sturgeons. Right.
Oh, God.
All right.
Evan, you are a dad joke generator.
I have yes,
Dad
I
jokes.
am. I have a follow-up question for Kathleen. What's the second worst salmon fish related joke that you've heard besides the one I just told?
I don't know off the top of my head.
Good for you, Kathleen. Good for you.
Oh, we gotta inject some humor into this field.
Sounds fishy.
All right, Jackie. Now that we know something about Kathleen that's personal and dear to her, what are you a fan of? Like, what gets you out of bed in the morning?
That's a really good question. Right now it's fantasy football. Actually,
cool.
I'm super into that. I'm in 3 leagues this year, and actually one of the guys in the Discord, Hesla, joined my friends and family league this year. So that was fun. So yeah, pretty much all Sundays, Tuesday evenings, and throughout the week is like research and watching games.
So you go through the process of picking like your players that make up your team.
Right. Yeah. So
then their performance, if they do well during a game, then that's good for you, right?
Exactly. That's good for you. And it's all based on the individual players. So you don't really care who wins the game in the real life NFL. You just want the players that are on your team to do well.
Are you playing for real money?
Yeah, we are. It's a pretty small buy-in. It's like $50 or $75 in the league that I'm in, and then the winner gets like $300 or $400. For usually first, second, third place, you get some kind of prize. But it just, you can set up your league however you want. There are some leagues that aren't money leagues, but we play for a little bit of money.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
So you're into science and sports.
Correct. Yeah. Believe it or not. I'm actually going to the Giants Chargers game on Sunday, so I'll be there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sharon, how about you? Other than library type related things and baking.
Well, I was going to say I bake. So.
Now that could be your answer.
I do a lot of baking this time of year.
Do you make bread?
Yes.
What kind?
I make pretzels, actually, which I think are really good too.
Pretzels. I would love a homemade pretzel.
Oh,
yeah, those wouldn't last though. They're better when they're fresh. So
yeah.
If we all get together someday, we'll make pretzels.
Yeah, I mean,
Definitely.
And you have to use like the big piece, like the sea salt that has bigger pieces, right? You can't just put regular salt. Yeah.
Yeah, I have pretzel salt.
Good. That's the way I like it.
Good stuff.
Salt called pretzel salt. Yeah.
The stuff you can pick
and
up
I
with
use
2
everything
fingers.
bagel topping on them sometimes too, which is good.
I mean, I suppose you could put lots of different toppings on pretzels. I just never see it.
No, sugar and cinnamon. People put all sorts of things on their pretzels.
Peanut butter.
I like mustard on my pretzels. I'm very New York that way.
Yep. So, a friend of ours makes really hot mustard, and that's what we like on ours.
Nice.
Pretzel stuffed with cheese.
I've never tried that.
I've seen that.
I like I think I said this. I have this honey mustard that I found that is so unbelievable. Right, Bob? That honey mustard that I use is so good, it's ridiculous. But it's expensive. It's almost like $1 per like tablespoon. It's like this stuff is super expensive. Oh, somebody said lemon curd. Lemon curd is magical.
Oh yeah, but on pretzels?
I don't know.
No,
I've heard the worst.
That sounds weird.
I don't know. Lemon curd goes on a lot of things.
Yeah, I mean, my wife makes a cake that's based on lemon curd, and it's unbelievable. You've had that, Bob, right?
Maybe.
It's basically
that was my birthday cake this year. Ian, do you have any things to show us?
Yes, I do. Don't be so pushy. Sorry, I'm just kidding. Did you want to go with the stuff that you had, or I have a couple?
Yeah, no, everything. And Evan had one, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
There's
do it.
Did you see the new video from Brian Cox?
No.
Let's see. Here we go.
I'm Professor Brian Cox. Join me as we test the limits of BBC's travel budget and explain this universe of ours while fitting in as many free trips as possible. This is... I'm in a hot place, dressed like a cool substitute teacher, talking about the sun, which is also very hot. See what I did there? Now I'm in a cold place, talking about the moon and the arse end of Jupiter. And I might even mention the importance of water, but I don't say water, I say H2O, because I'm an expert.
Spectacular visuals of some of the galaxy's largest entities, such as stars, black holes, and the egos of billionaires.
Now for a metaphor even you can understand. If my mouth is a black hole and these cans are matter, then in a few hours I'll be more smashed than an atom in the Large Hadron Collider.
Join me next time when the budget finally runs out and I ponder the existence of alien life.
Thing is, if we do meet aliens, they'll just think we're assholes.
Okay.
I don't know where you built that up, but
Twitter. Where else do you get stuff? Twitter and Reddit. TikTok.
He's actually on tour. I was going to get tickets to see him.
That's good. That's his whole thing.
I'm sure that was made with affection.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize Brian was from Liverpool. Am I detecting the correct accent there?
Link. Twitter. He's it's a famous comedian. That guy. That I totally remember his name. I'll put it in the chat in a second.
Somebody in the chat summarized it perfectly for me. They said, "Wow, I loved and hated that."
Yeah, right. Exactly. It's good. Evan, do you want to show yours?
Sure, we can go to
that. So here comes Evan's video.
All right, take a look at this video. Watch this.
Okay.
All right. What?
Whoa. Now watch it again in super slow motion.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
My God. Here we go. Super slow motion. For the benefit of everyone at home, that is an entire pint spilled on the floor, leaking down to the basement with the ceiling and the mold and the whole thing. So, so I came across. So this is the owners of the bar believe that this is a ghost that did that, and you know, I was thinking. So I'm watching it, and I'm just trying to figure out the physics, you know, because it all comes down to physics of what would possibly make that happen. So my thought was that, and I'll give your thoughts as well, is that the water, the evaporation, the condensation on the edge of the glass, it carries and comes down to the bottom. It makes it catches at the bottom. It makes, you know, that nice water ring that every glass tends to make. And some sort of either subtle vibration or something else kind of sent it sliding just a little bit. It either hit something in which it reached a tipping point, in which the volume at the top of the glass weighed more and knocked itself over. Or just the actual vibration or whatever was causing it to actually start to move, caused the liquid to push up against the edge of the glass enough because it was full and give it that tipping point. So that was my thought.
The bar could be sloped a tiny bit too. That would be enough. You want to see it again?
It would slide off the bar if it was sloped, though.
But there could have been a beer mat. It's hard to tell whether
it looks like it was sitting on something. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
On that.
Let's see it again. Let's take a look.
Earthquake.
So I just missed the last 2 minutes of the stream.
That's
but
okay, Bob. Nothing important happened.
So this didn't tip over. This slides and then falls, right?
Right.
But is it a coincidence that we can't see the bottom of it? I think that's bullshit.
I figured it out.
Oh, you think it's
I figured it out.
We're being tricked.
Oh my god.
Looks like the glass is on something black that's on the bar. Unless that's like a super flat sticker. I mean,
a napkin, a coaster.
And if it was on the edge, if you like, if the glass was on the edge of like something that had a little height to it, even a few millimeters would be enough to tip it over.
No, but it doesn't just tip; it slides and tip, which is much harder to explain by just being a balance thing. So that's why I think that that it could be fake. I'll tell you this: it's much more likely that it's fake than it's a ghost. So,
well, there is that. Yeah, in fact, infinitely more. Someone thinks physics police. His elbow might have pushed the mat that it was resting on. That's very possible too. As Bob said, we had just enough of the information obscured in order to have that level of interpretation or that room for this interpretation. But again, it could have been several things. Not a ghost, obviously, but
there's someone in the.
What happened to you boys? Was it the science?
Yeah. Matthew, what's his last name? Staley in the chat said, "I own a tap house, and the tulip glasses we use get condensation below it, and it forms a pool and almost acts like it's on a bearing and will slide themselves off the table."
Yeah,
that's what I thought.
Okay, so no magic here.
Okay,
no proof of the afterlife here.
It seems pretty likely.
What else?
Sorry,
you got,
haunted
Ian?
bar.
Sorry, haunted bar. We got a couple of videos from a Jay. Let's see this one first. Looks kind of cute. Here we go. Oops. Excuse me. I'm gonna full screen that. Oh.
Oh.
Whoa. Okay.
What did I miss?
I didn't watch the end.
Can we see that again?
Watch it again.
That's a Jay Reddit video.
Oh. What? Is that
cute.
a lemur? What is that?
I don't know what the problem is. I don't know if you guys see it, but in the original video that I sent Jay, you actually see the guy hitting something with that pan.
Yeah, it's a little herky jerky.
When I see it here, you're not seeing it, but it's obviously a cut. They cut to it, and he hits something that's brown, but it's not that adorable. What is that thing? What is that thing again? Is it a kangaroo mouse or something? It's not a lemur.
Sugar glider.
Yeah,
it looked like a sugar glider.
But I didn't realize those were pets.
With a tail like that?
Wearing
Well,
something.
they shouldn't be pets, but they are pets, unfortunately.
That's someone in the Discord has one.
Yeah, he definitely didn't, knock that thing out the window. But it was funny.
All right, what else you got?
All right, here this is the next.
This
one
is really
that you
cool.
sent.
This is an ice slide.
I would so do this. I like how you just keep going, and it's extra long at the end.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
No, still no friction.
It's like
that looks like
spiked gloves or something to stop yourself.
One of the coolest things that I did at a ski mountain, other than snowboarding, was they had like a legit. It was kind of like a toboggan run, but it was complicated. Like it would take turns and stuff. I don't know how they built it. And they literally, it got so fast that they had to put these rubber pads to slow down the thing that we were in, which was cool. It was really like, it got scary a couple of times. Like we were going very fast on that thing. Apparently, like the bigger ski mountains will build these things and let people pay to do it. But it was really neat. It was kind of
Yeah, and there's another version of this slide in which at the end of the slide, people come out with brooms on either side of you and scrub the ice.
Do we have any more, Ian?
No, that's it.
Okay. All right, let's click over to Evan's puzzle.
All right.
Ooh. Full screen.
Well, okay, so this week's puzzle is a number puzzle where 1 is greater than 13. When can notice the words. When can 1 be greater than 13? Hint, letters. And yes, there have been correct guesses and also some other interesting guesses. So I want to throw it out to my guests here to see what their thoughts are on this puzzle.
Well, I didn't
see it before now.
By the chat, so.
I wasn't watching the chat. I should have.
My quick guess is if you take any Roman numerals that appear in those two words or something, is that it?
Oh, that's an interesting way of approaching it, and it does utilize letters, but no, that's not correct.
Letters.
Not correct. Letters. 1 is 1 greater.
I'm waiting for my husband
13.
to come bounding up the stairs to tell me the answer.
Oh man, I'm stuck. Can you give us a hint?
Sure. It has to do with think games.
Okay.
Think games.
1.
What kind of game?
What kind of games? Indeed. How about maybe card
like
games?
cards, like an ace and yeah.
Okay.
The 13. There is no.
Ace can be a 1 or a king. Yeah. Okay.
It can
1
be.
is greater than 13.
Exactly right. Yep.
Son of a bitch! I would never have thought of that. So a king's value is thought to be 13.
Well,
yeah, yes, it actually is. I did a little research on that, and of course it depends on the game you're playing because ace is not always greater than king, and so there are exceptions to the rule. But generally speaking, if you're going to assign numbers to a deck of cards, you got obviously the 1 through 10. You have 13 cards per suit. Therefore, 11, 12, 13 are your jack, queen, and king. So that is an acceptable measurement of the value of the card.
Yeah. Okay. That totally makes sense.
Yep. So congratulations. Lots of different people were chiming in all over the place. I think I got too many correct answers coming in to tell you who answered it first, but fun little game puzzle for this week.
Very good.
Awesome.
Thank you.
So guys, you guys are in Discord every day. Is that what's happening? And you're chatting like while you're at work?
Yes.
Yeah.
no, not at all.
Admitting
Way to
it,
rat 'em out.
hoping that nobody that I work with is watching.
Right.
Yeah. Nobody really
Actually,
cares.
yeah, we are chatting all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, there is a constant flow of conversation going on Discord 24 hours a day because there are people across the entire planet.
A lot of
on
international.
there.
Yeah,
So, like Jackie's in California. When California's going to bed, Australia's getting up and they're chatting with each other. And then Australia's talking to Europe and then Europe's talking to us. And I mean, it's really a great big family.
Yeah. It really is.
And there's tons of different threads or channels or whatever you want to call them on there of different conversations.
Yep.
So,
Jay, how could somebody get onto that Discord?
I don't even know. I keep asking Sharon, and she just laughs at me every time I ask.
Join us.
The Discord is for SGU patrons. So you can go to patreon.com/Skeptics Guide, and you could become a patron and then get access to the SGU Discord.
So I actually organized a Vegas trip this year for a bunch of people who are on the Discord. So that was really awesome. If anybody's interested in like unofficial in-person events, hit me up because we're already talking about doing
We're already talking about one
next year. Yeah, basically, I mean, assuming if Nexus is virtual again, where we're kicking around the idea of meeting up somewhere in person, just convening and watching it.
Well, let me know because I'll talk about it on the podcast.
Yeah. For sure.
A lot of people, there's a lot of different skeptical groups and people that talk about like trying to do something to bring back like that Tam vibe and all that, which would be amazing because Tam really was very special. I think the specialness of Tam was a combination of things, and I think some of those ships have passed. I don't know if we could ever kind of recapture that vibe, but it doesn't mean that getting together with people isn't still fun, right? I mean, like you said, like the last time you guys did it, it was a good time. I would love to go to one of those. That would be a great time.
Yeah, it is. It was awesome. Yeah. And it's funny because it's a little. I mean, I think we know each other pretty well. We've been doing the Zooms since last summer. I became a patron in July, like right before that Nexus, and that was actually the very first Zoom. Somebody said, "Hey, why don't we do a happy hour before Nexus starts?" So a bunch of us just like jumped on there, and it's been. I mean, every week. Not all of us make it every single week, obviously, but every single week there's been a Zoom that a handful of people attend, and I feel like very good friends with the regulars there. It's pretty awesome.
That's awesome.
And I think the amazing thing is that it's become a bit of a support system for a lot of people. I mean, as we're dealing with a lot of issues with either family members or friends who, for example, don't want to get vaccinated or whatever other issue that you're dealing with, it's been really good to have a community that are like-minded people.
Yeah, that's a huge thing that we see, a reoccurring theme in emails that we get from listeners. Just listening to the show gives them a sense of belonging to something, a mindset that they can't find anywhere else, which, is kind of scary when you think about it. There are people, for example, in the Midwest in the United States, who say they think they're the only critical thinker in like the town that they live in. So that sense of community is definitely legit. I mean, I have all of us that do the Skeptics Guide, we have become friends with people all over the world because of this, which I think is amazing. Because like pre Skeptics Guide, I don't think I even knew anyone that lived outside of the country. I can't think of one person. And now, I mean, I've got like 50 people I know that I talk to that are outside the U.S. So it's cool. We got to take advantage of this technology. I mean, like you're saying, you go to bed and there's people that are like in Australia or in Europe that are getting up and talking.
Yeah. You wake up and it's like, oh, what happened last night?
Exactly. Sometimes there's like 100, different chats going on. It's like, oh my gosh, I need to catch up.
So I
happen to wake up because I'm not good at sleeping through the night. And if I wake up in the middle of the night and I can't go back to sleep, I jump on and just chat with people for a little while.
I am a solid sleeper. I'm very lucky. I realize I'm very lucky. I'm
envious of that.
Oh gosh,
that's magical stuff, man. I'm telling you.
And we are doing a Zoom right now after
the show.
So anyone who's a patron in Discord, if you haven't shown up before and you want to check it out, we're going to be there for probably another couple hours once this is done.
And don't feel obliged to be on video if you don't want to be.
We're
true. Very open to just audio.
You don't even have to talk.
Yeah.
You can just lurk if you want to.
Lurk
until you get comfortable.
You can lurk if you want to. Remember that song?
Right in the shadows.
Thank you. I don't feel as old as I was about to feel. So I have a couple of swag announcements. This whole thing with the hat that I'm wearing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Let's see the hat.
The SGU hat. So I have a brown one. I have a black one. So there's been a couple of people who I've been emailing with who are like really wanting it, and it's a long story, but bottom line is it's not an inexpensive hat to create, because first off, I buy the blank. I looked at dozens of hats. This blank is very good. A blank is basically a hat with no decoration on it, right? And then the patches are handmade, and then they have to be sewed on to each hat individually, blah, blah, blah. What I'm getting at is I have now begun investigating creating the hat again, which the blanks are still available. They still make these exact blanks from the company that I got them from. So I have my feelers out with a few different companies. I'm getting samples sent to me just to make sure that the work is good, because I am very, very particular about the quality of our swag. And if you ever get anything in our store and you don't like it, email me, because I'll change it and I'll mitigate the problem. So what I was thinking about doing, Steve and I were talking about, if you're interested in buying a hat, what I could do is let's say if 100 people want them or a couple of 100 people want them, then I can make, 100, 200 or 300, depending on if people's interest.
Well, I'm gonna run a poll right quick.
Okay.
On YouTube only right now. So everybody, if you want to vote, would you buy a hat? Well, specifically an SGU hat.
Well, it depends.
Yes
Depends on like.
I'm gonna go there and vote.
Got to give them a price range, Jay. If they're gonna vote before they vote, they need to know the
Infinite.
price.
It's an NFT hat.
Infinite price.
Oh yeah,
it's not a real hat.
It's
a picture of a hat.
Yeah, it's a non-fungible token hat.
I'm not going to give a price, Bob, because I'm not there. It depends on how many blanks I buy and how many hats I get produced, and the price does drop, at different gates, at different numbers and units that I buy.
So yes is winning at 76%.
Well, yeah, but I want to know how many.
67 votes total.
Okay, so 67 people on here said that they buy one.
Well,
70. I guess he's 73.
If the price was within a certain range.
That's freaking awesome. That's a lot. That's a lot more than I thought. So
Jay,
what? Yeah.
Have you thought of this? Buy the hat, buy the patch, sell them, and have them sew it on just to save a lot of money.
Bob, that is one of the dumbest things that you've ever said.
It is?
I'm going to sell people 2 things that they need to sew together. You know how many hats would go unsewn?
Jay, you've been talking about this hat for a long time, and you keep coming back to one thing. This hat is fucking expensive.
This hat is awesome.
I'm just saying, people know how to sew.
We should sell the sewing machine.
You can knock off $25 just to sew a patch on. I'm just throwing that out there.
Can you get the patch without the hat?
Yeah, we can. I can sell the patches too. So, here, let me tell you what the problem is. Let's get down to the root cause. Let's break it down. Ian, we need a sound effect. Whenever one of us breaks it down, we should have like a sound breakdown moment.
Literally the first time we've ever done this.
I'm breaking it down.
In metal music, there's a thing called a breakdown.
The really big problem. There it is. The big problem is that I can go out and I can source incredible swag. I can find Sharon. Every time you laugh, I think you're laughing at me.
No, my husband keeps texting me. He said nobody wants a do-it-yourself hat.
Yeah, he's right.
Bob, what is this KiwiCo hat? Like you got to build it yourself. Do it with your kids. Get out of here with this freaking sewing on yourself. All right.
Iron.
People would do it.
Although the separate patch would be cool because I might put it on like a jacket or something that I have that
or like a bag or something.
Yeah, so I had what happened was I made the patches myself and I had them and I was selling the patches, when we do in-person events because they're cool. These are great patches. And the patches are actually, done by a machine that puts them on a background. So there's like a background significant piece of fabric. The patch, patches are pretty sturdy. So what happens here is that my train of thought got completely killed by Bob and the hand sewing. So I can source awesome stuff. I can find awesome pieces of swag. And if you buy anything from us in person, we've tested it out. Like we have a SGU pen that's also a flashlight. It's pretty cool. At the end of it is a freaking flashlight. And Steve and I, we bought samples and then we use them for a little while. And if they pass muster, then we'll buy them in bulk and we sell them. So this is the problem. How do they get shipped to you? And what do I not like to do?
Ship anything
Ship
from
things.
your house.
That's right.
I
You're not
don't
FedEx.
dislike shipping. I think that shipping is evil. I hate shipping. Shipping sucks. It really does suck.
We should outlaw it.
What Ian and I figured out today, as we added a whole bunch of new products into the SGU store.
First off, we added new stuff to the store. So if you go to shop.theskepticsguide.org, you will be greeted with a new image if you haven't seen it. And then also there's some stuff there that's new.
Yeah, we added a whole bunch of things that we think might be good, like smaller swag items for Christmas. Hats, we have stickers, we have coffee mugs, we have phone cases. Just go take a look. You'll see the stuff that we added in. So what we found out, though, as we were doing this today, is that our store has a thing where we can ship them physical things that they will ship. So if I order the hats and get them manufactured, I can ship them to our store and they will warehouse them and actually fulfill them. So hence, here's what I'm telling you guys. I'm pitching to you guys. 114 people voted. I don't know how many people said yes Can we see the result?
Well, 63% of 115. Bob?
All right, that's good.
How
About
much?
70 people.
Yeah, that's good.
So I'll put the call out on the SGU podcast as well, and I'll take an order. And if that many people say that they'll do it, then I'll put the order in, and then within about a month they'll be available to purchase.
No,
Right?
they need a price.
Bob, did you hear me
don't
say
need a
before
price.
that I didn't have the price until I have the number of blanks that I have to buy?
Right. This is irrelevant. The number that we have is irrelevant because they need to know a price. If that hat goes up to $80, that number is going to go to 0. I mean, come on.
Somewhere between 5 and 80.
Jay.
Come on, range.
Jay.
I don't.
This is like, marketing 101.
They will be
yeah.
less. They will be less than $50.
That's helpful. Thank you.
Welcome to the marketing.
There you go. You threw out the first number.
You know,
That's
Run the poll again, Ian.
All right. What would you like it to say? Okay, we're
Now
gonna
a
run another
signed
poll.
hat.
Would you buy a
That's something
$50
else.
hat?
Yes. Let me
Yeah,
end
I
that
mean,
poll.
look, I'm not doing great. Jesus Christ, Bob, I'm not doing this to make money. This is not like a huge money making endeavor here.
I
you
know.
Yeah, I'm trying to do them a service and let these people have this thing that they want.
I'm sure
love
they
it.
appreciate it, but this is a critical thing that needs to be, out there before you can make any decisions.
Understood. Bob, I trust you to not get into the swag business. I'm just don't do it because you don't know what you're talking about. But anyway,
really. So my fucking marketing degree is irrelevant. Is that what you're saying?
hey, I didn't say that. You said that. You actually said that on the live stream that you got marketing, and what the hell am I going to use that for? And you basically
But some things stick into my head, like price is important. The basic stuff. It stays with you for decades, Jay.
All right,
I'm just saying.
Bob,
Am I gonna have to jump in here and moderate? Because
Yes.
I do that all the time.
all right, we need a moderator for the live stream. All right, I'll tell you what, Bob. This is what I'll do. I will say, if it's from 1 to 100 hats. Well, I'm not doing it for one hat. If it's from like 100 to 200 hats, this is what the price will be. If it's from 2 to 3, this is what the price will be. So, maybe there's a way that people can see how many orders we get. I don't know. Ian and I will figure it out. But I'm just telling you, at some point, I believe the hat is going to be in our store. It'll be the hat. It'll pass my swag muster, and that's that. Everybody
A
happy?
third of the audience wants that DIY hat, by the way. So.
Oh, see that? Maybe it
The
was.
poll says.
So
Bob
you
was
were both
Bob was right.
All right, so let me ask you this then. That means I'd have to put blank hats in the store, which is kind of weird, unbranded hats in the store, and then I'd also have to separately send them patches. Now keep this in mind, Bob, and here's the complexity. If one patch is left over and it's sitting in the store, I pay money every month to house that. Does that make sense? Does your marketing?
I'll buy it.
But you see what I'm saying? So I want to kind of get very close to the number, and then so I'm not paying like the stupid warehousing fee, which is huge. So anyway, did I talk enough about this?
What if
And then
instead of that we
brim
did the quiz?
assembly. Don't forget about that.
You want what, Evan?
I said
The brim assembly. You have to put that together as well.
Of course.
Make it a 3-part process.
You have to get insects to weave the mesh in the back. It's a special insect from India that only grows in the springtime, right, Bob? It's all marketing that Bob learned.
I missed that class.
We have the quiz left over, and we have audience questions left over. Guys, I'm going to leave this up to Kathleen. Kathleen, should we go to the quiz right now?
Sure.
Make it so.
That's a hearty yes.
Hearty.
I apologize for my keyboard. I saw the comments. I'm just typing to type in the website, and then I'll stop.
We all bang on our keyboard with
good mechanical keyboard, sounds like.
Yeah, I think it makes extra noise.
Oh, yeah.
I want the do-it-yourself hat. 36% of the audience said yes to the do-it-yourself hat.
They don't mean it.
Yeah.
All right, now the new poll. How many of those people mean?
I believe it.
Right, we're going to be polling all day.
Are you telling the truth?
Jay, should I show him the hat Mom got us?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sewing Guide to the Universe. That's the next book. How did you know?
You should try and ship something to Vancouver right now, and you'll pull your hairs out.
Why? Is it expensive?
Well, we don't have any roads.
Oh,
because of snow?
Because of the
Because
flooding.
it's an island.
Because of the
Christ,
flooding.
I didn't even know.
3 weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
So all of our highways are basically destroyed going east from Vancouver. And so shipping is completely out of
Oh, that's terrible to happen right before Christmas of all times.
Yeah.
Airdrops.
Yeah, so my mom got us these hats that Bob is wearing. She bought these for everyone for Christmas. It says Novella La Familia y tu, was it?
E tutto.
Go.
Family's everything.
Yeah.
Nice.
So somebody asked, they're a patron and they can't get into the Discord.
You just have to go ahead.
Go ahead, no, you do it, Ian.
I mean, if your Discord is connected to the back end of Patreon already, you just disconnect and reconnect. It's usually like a credentials or something expired token. Otherwise, if you haven't set it up, just search for "how do I get my Discord role" in Google. And
for it's a general Patreon question, like how can I connect to my Discord? Because there is a place on Patreon that tells you how to do it, and it's not that hard.
There is a weird issue where if you're not like in an actual tier, you just donated like a custom amount, you're technically in no tier, so you don't get
tier list.
You're tier list.
Yeah, tier yourself. You got to get.
You're tearing up.
Cry.
So you won't get the role. So you got to be on a specific tier. Okay, so everybody else in the chat, please go to darkenergy.games, as we do almost every week. For everyone watching, behind the scenes, here is our link.
Thank you.
Secret link.
Should we?
Super secret.
You can click on that.
Should we all click the one that's just sent in our private chat? Okay.
It's like.
Can I still be logged in?
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, I think you can still do that. I think so.
Let's see. Yeah, okay, I am.
Yeah, we'll try to break it. We'll see what happens. So again, it's darkenergy.games. Oh yeah, let me write the URL. Sorry, darkenergy.games.
Yeah, Ian's typing it now.
There it is. I'll spam it actually a couple times.
Jackie, do you have a favorite moment from the Denver shows? Because I do.
Oh, it's really hard. I got to talk to George after the Friday show, and that was really nice. He's just so awesome and so sweet. But yeah, honest, I know I already mentioned it, but the Mad Libs was really cool. I got to go up on stage at the extravaganza where you guys took the pictures where you changed your outfits.
Yeah.
What's yours?
Mine was the vacuum when George pretended he was vacuuming.
Yeah.
I mean, you totally had to be there. I'm sorry to
spoilers. He's gonna do it every time.
Somebody made we were hanging out with a couple people from the Discord for the third show. They drove us up to Fort Collins, and it was amazing. So we're in the lobby. Somebody is vacuuming, and our friend Jim says, "Hey, do you think he would loan that to you?" But it was like a perfect callback.
Vacuum.
Yeah, George is like in those moments. He sees a piece of humor that nobody else could. He plucks it out of the ether. You know what I mean? Like something stupid happened, and he made it the funniest thing.
Yeah, I just listened to that episode, and George is just hilarious in that from the live show.
Yeah.
That had to be the Denver live show. He killed it.
Yeah.
It
was just the funniest thing.
Everything
we gotta go ahead.
Netflix. I'm still laughing at Netflix.
Oh, Netflix.
Russian Netflix.
We got a comment from Board Guy that said, "I don't know who you think your audience is, but the SGU mug is way too small. I'm willing to bet skeptics have a legit coffee problem." And Jay and I were literally speaking about that. We're like, it's only 15 ounces.
15 ounce. Where's my big
15?
mug? So this mug right here.
Why 15? Huh? I didn't know they made that.
This mug right here is a 20-ounce coffee mug. This is the best mug in the world to me. I love this mug. I don't understand how anybody would drink coffee out of an 11-ounce mug. An 11-ounce mug. Why? Seriously, why?
11sies.
If you drink coffee out of an 11-ounce mug, chat it and explain to me what pleasure you're getting out of 11 ounces of coffee. What is happening?
If it's an espresso.
Yeah, It's for people who want to cut back on their coffee consumption. I'm only having 11 ounces today.
Jay, what do you think this one is? I actually don't know. I mean, this looks like what, 14?
I don't know about that. That looks like a 20 to me.
Really? It's a good size. It's a good size.
Absolutely nothing to gauge that by.
Well, my hand. I mean, there's some scale here.
And your hand is.
To be honest, I don't know what
hand.
11 ounces
Here, this will help.
Oh yeah, that'll do it.
There you go.
A 1/12 scale of R2D2. Everyone, there's your measure. That's how I measure everything.
If anybody got like an insecure, it's not, the HTTP is not redirecting to the HTTPS, so you can just type that in manually for the Dark Energy game link. So here we go. If you're ready, we're gonna click that synchronize button all together when I count down and say,
okay, click. I'm getting ready.
You're getting ready. Everybody's getting ready. How many pints
ready.
is 20 ounce? I don't know. Not enough. Too many, maybe?
A pint. It comes in pints?
It's over a pint.
Yeah, it's over a pint.
Spilled your pint in the bar.
An American ounce the same as a British ounce?
11 ounces, though. I mean, that's like
true, right?
What's a troy ounce? Doesn't that have to do with
small coffee cups are just, I mean, they're useless. Like, why do these swag companies, why don't they just, I thought that 20 is the basic norm at this point, especially after Starbucks created like the 15-pound cup of coffee, right?
Jay, remember the large coffees in Australia? Literally like this.
I know. We were laughing. I could snort that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get it at all. All right, let's do it.
Troy ounce measures weight, not volume.
Yes, okay.
Impatient ape. Okay, let's get to the trivia. Here we go. When I say click, everybody click the synchronize button. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, click.
My time difference is negative.
Very good.
Is that possible?
Yeah.
You're a time traveler. Congratulations.
I just clicked it again.
From the future or the past?
Yeah, you just
New
click
phrase.
it again.
I could snort that. Maybe.
If you don't get, if it gives you the red, click it again.
That is actually a question we posed to the Discord. What other merch would you like to see? We have some ideas about putting some of the slogans on a cup or some other merch.
Oh yeah.
Like,
The most
do that.
asked for thing on the Discord is something with a sort of a teal blue metal press and a watermelon. So
whatever that means.
Yeah, whatever that means.
We're talking about.
A watermelon T-shirt would sell.
We're selling watermelon.
Yeah. A watermelon T-shirt would absolutely sell.
I mean, I'll make it.
Do you guys think it should be like
watermelon's the square root of oops?
Literally the last frame before Ian
could be
shut the
I
camera
think just
off?
literally just a watermelon. Like I'll just make like a kind of like with the emoji like Lou did. I'll just make like pixel art watermelon. If you know, you know. If you don't,
I want to see the it's the 4 frames, right? The before, the as it's happening, like something else, and then art, and then collective faces at the right after it all going. Oh, like that.
So
watermelon patches.
The
That's
scream
funny.
heard round the Discord.
Human beings, like we can get emotionally set up, and we need the emotional resolve, right? So that everybody was like, like,
that was perfect.
How did you not see the freaking watermelon get crushed? Oh my god!
It's not like it was being built up for 10 hours or anything.
Yeah, somebody said SGU, the sewing guide to the universe.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Bob, why don't we knit hats for people? We'll knit
caps and mittens. Skeptics
watermelon socks. Those are good.
Bob, when Bob gets to my house tonight, he's gonna be like, "You're such an asshole. Why did you say that to me? I'm trying to help, and you're making fun of me."
No, I don't care. Your mistake was obvious. It's all right.
All right. I think we're ready for the game.
Oh,
Here
yeah.
we go.
And away we
away.
Go.
Play your game.
I love that. I love it.
Typically, if a statue of a person on a horse has both front legs in the air, what does it mean? 1, nothing. 2, the person died later from battle wounds. 3, the person died of natural causes. 4, the person died in battle.
Typically? This is typical?
Yes, if you don't know about this type of thing, you don't know.
If I'm not a
it could be
master
fake. They could have made it up.
crafter.
Wait, I don't agree with this answer, man.
Go ahead, Ian, read it.
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
So the answer is both front legs in the air, the person died in battle. If the horse has one front leg in the air, the person died as a result of the wounds received in battle. If the horse has all four legs on the ground, the person died of natural causes. Assuming they're dead.
I don't know if that's typical, man.
Who set that standard?
You sure,
I think
Jay?
it's a myth, though.
Says
however,
who?
In some
Yeah.
sense. But I think the myth surrounds the horse dying, right?
It must be
that.
yeah.
Nope,
Correct.
not
I
the
guess
horse.
it's statutory.
Is it?
All right.
Go ahead, let's do it. Next question.
What is the average rate of complete skin cell replacement in an average 30-year-old? Is it 14 days, 35 days, 90 days, about once a year?
Does dermis or epidermis make a difference? I guess not.
Of course it does.
Well, not here.
Why wouldn't
He just
it?
says skin
Complete.
because it's.
I think it's
Well,
all
back-
your skin.
Complete.
Back to that previous question, how does that relate to that evil horse outside of Denver? How does that relate?
Oh, the evil Denver.
That horse
Denver horse.
blinded pilots
That
with its laser
that will
eyes.
kill you.
Totally.
Freaking lasers.
Scared
And the
hell out
answer
of me.
is 35 days.
Because of course it is. Because that's average rate. Average 30.
I got that one right finally.
What's an average 30-year-old? By the way.
Because it's slower the
average
older you
person.
get. I picked
these
an
are
age.
fast
that-
37.
Between Bob's measurement of his cup to his hand and an average 30-year-old.
All right, go ahead, Ev. Ian,
You've seen my hand before, Evan.
listen
What
to this.
modern animal is roughly the size of a velociraptor? A duck, a turkey, a large dog, or a wolf?
Isn't a large dog the same size as a wolf?
Wolves are much bigger
Yeah.
than.
Yeah,
No,
wolves are
because I've seen a wolf.
Right.
Like
But
the
a
same
large
size.
Depends on
dog
how
might be
big
the
of a
same
dog.
size
A large
as your
dog,
average
Than a
wolf.
wolf.
like a large dog. Like a black lab is a large dog, right? It's
See,
not.
I only know that because I watched Jurassic.
not a bull mastiff.
No, bull mastiffs
Yeah.
are a
That's
different category.
That's a lion. And the answer is a turkey, apparently. A velociraptor was the size of a turkey.
Yep, Jurassic Park.
I feel like you could
If you
punt
paid
it.
attention, you'd have known that.
I know, but the depiction of them in Jurassic Park was so wrong. It is ridiculous.
It was, but they actually do mention turkeys in comparisons to raptors.
Well,
Is it
50 here?
Is it true or false that a human girl is born with all the eggs she will ever have?
One I actually know the answer to.
Or you think you know the answer to.
I do know all the answer to it.
Why? Is that because you work in a library, you nerd?
Yes.
I mean,
And just to
And that was
be
right.
I'm gonna not say anything here.
just to be fully inclusive, a person assigned at birth, female. There you go.
Yes.
Thank you.
So the answer is.
Depends if she's vegan. Wow, Peter. Wow, Peter.
But just think about it.
Banned.
When a
The answer is true.
a female baby
Banned.
is born, that
Mhm.
the baby has all of the eggs already in her body. They're all there.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
amazing.
Pretty wild.
And
All right.
what is the official sport of the state of Maryland in the United States? Is it jousting, arm wrestling, horseshoes, or crabbing?
I can
This
say
is
what I
funny.
hope it is, but
All right, whoever made this question, that's good.
I
like
should just
this.
get bonus for knowing.
I
where
made
we
the
are.
question. What do you mean whoever made it?
Jackie
Right.
has a distinct advantage.
I don't know about that. I
Is
don't
this-
have Maryland specific knowledge.
no.
And the answer?
I got it wrong.
Oh, so
Oh,
Bruno
is
said
that
it-
right?
Yeah, and the answer
I
is
got it
jousting.
wrong.
According to the Maryland State Archives website, jousting tournaments have been held in Maryland since early colonial times, but became increasingly popular after the Civil War.
That's pretty
Okay.
cool, guys.
Colonial
That's
People
cool.
times.
do
right?
jousting.
I should have thought colonial times and medieval times and made that connection, right?
Subliminal Vibes also said something interesting, which I saw before, was you're also born with all your teeth that you'll have, right?
Yeah.
Like in your skull.
Mm.
And
Yeah,
there's a
it's creepy.
photo
There
of,
When you
must
see-
be
a baby.
exceptions to that,
Right.
though.
If you see
Well,
an X-ray
no.
of a child's skull,
It's
They have-
freaky.
the
Yeah.
adult
Yeah.
teeth are
The
like
extra
up-
rows of teeth, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not cool. It doesn't look right.
Yeah, so don't X-ray your babies. if you can help it.
I think,
and
that was some interesting stuff going on there with that trivia.
Yeah, I tried a different source for the questions today, and I really enjoyed making that. So let's see here. So we got, what about
change their
6?
profile to a watermelon bishop?
We got 8 100s.
Well, I really sucked at that one.
Yeah, the distribution was pretty.
3 out of 5.
Let's see, what did SGU?
I didn't
I
click
failed
one of the
in the
answers time.
Steve rule. I changed the correct answer to the wrong answer after I had made my first selection.
All right, so just
You
so
can only do that if you get new information to go on.
the first question about the horse, 55% guessed correctly, which is more proof that this is a thing.
Oh, sure.
It is. It's real. It's real, guys. I'm not kidding. Like when they make monuments to people, war veterans or whatever, like they follow that convention.
I don't know. Chad is claiming that you're wrong.
Well, they can email me at info@go.
I thought you were going to say that.
No, they can email you at shop.theskepticsguide.org and purchase and/or Patreon.com.
Get a hat.
The only way you can respond to me is you have to buy a piece of swag, and in the notes of your purchase, you can tell me how wrong I am. So 35 days was the number of days that your skin gets replaced. The majority, 32%, got that right. The vast majority of people got the velociraptor is the size of a turkey correct at 65%. Most people, 72%, answered correctly on the true false human girls born with the eggs that she's going to have. And
human girls.
I got everybody on the last one, the sport, which is the official sport of the state of Maryland.
Literally everyone.
43% said horseshoes. Only 17% said jousting.
How many said crabbing?
23.
I wanted it to be jousting. I should have selected that.
It's not a sport.
I mean, unless maybe fishing is a sport.
It was kind of clever with the horseshoe and the crabbing and the crabs. And
I tried to come up with ones that seemed legit,
Jay, I'm out of here.
What?
Liz is having car problems. I'm out.
All right, go ahead. I'll see you in a little bit.
Go save
See you
Liz.
guys.
All right.
Bye-bye. For me, Jay. Thanks for coming, guys. You were great. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, so before everybody
Bob's
leaves, I would like to thank you guys for first off for being patrons, because that literally keeps the doors open, and it's it's important. And I think we, Evan and I and Ian, we believe that the work that the SGU does is important, because we know from the feedback that we get from our audience that it's meaningful. And I never thought that at this point, if you asked me like within the first 5 years of when we started the podcast, that the world was going to be even less skeptical in 10 years, I wouldn't believe it. I literally wouldn't believe some of the things that have come to pass, like half the United States being anti-vax, like for political reasons. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. I'm saying this because the skeptical message is important, and we're going to keep pushing it out there. We're going to keep doing this. I really don't even see an end. There's no reason for us to end other than when we lose Steve at some point, which is a horrible thought.
Where's he going?
At some
I don't know
point.
where he's today.
He's starting his own podcast.
Something about rounds or grand rounds.
Right.
Which means drinking binge. Okay.
No, really, Jay. I mean, I don't know how much you stop in and read the stuff that's going on Discord, but if you did, it would make you feel better, because I mean, we really are a community. Even though we're small, we all help each other. We all support each other. We try to spread the word ourselves. So,
yeah, that is the true. It's not the people that listen to the show that I think is really important as far as spreading the word, because anybody that listens to the show and gets into it and enjoys the show, you have become a critical thinker, and you're on some part of the spectrum of being good at critical thinking. But it is what we do with that knowledge and how we spread that out to the people that we work with and to the people that need it. I was just having a conversation with one of my dear friends last night about whether or not if this person should go to Yale to get medical treatment versus like a local doctor. And I was very much encouraging them to go to Yale, because I'm saying, like Yale as a medical institution has a lot of experts that will communicate with each other. Like doctors that work for a big medical institution have all the other doctors at their disposal. They can send their patient to another specialist. When you go to a single doctor's office, anyway, the point is, I have this knowledge because I'm a skeptic and I understand how medicine works. I understand the business of medicine and how it works. And it's great information to have, when people need answers about COVID that you learned about on the show. I'm learning when I hear Steve talk too. You know what I mean? It's and I do try to spread it out as much as I can, and try not to be a dick, of course, which is another huge thing that we all have to learn. Bottom line is, we think that the SGU is important, and we think that our community is awesome. I mean, I think we actually have a loving community. We have people that care about each other, that are excited to talk to each other. It's great. It really is. I mean, you guys, I've just met 6 patrons, right? In the last week, I've met a bunch of our patrons that I have met some of you before, but it's cool. It's great to just see yet again more proof. Like, Kathleen is awesome. She gives surgery to fish. Who would have thought?
Actually, the one cool thing that probably no one knows is that every salmon from a salmon farm that you see in the supermarket was vaccinated at one point with an injectable vaccine.
Do as the salmon do, people. Come on.
And that's something that most people don't know, which is kind of cool.
So anyway, thank you guys. We appreciate you coming on. Really, really appreciate you being patrons. And Jackie, my God, thank you for coming to all 3 of our shows. That is incredible. Like that's a lot of SGU for one.
It was
person
awesome. It was like a little mini conference. Yeah.
It was. That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, definitely next time that you're at one of our shows, make sure you make a point to let me know that you're there.
I will. Yeah. Yeah. And whenever you come to the LA area, for sure. And who knows, maybe we'll travel again.
Yeah. We're bringing the show back to LA. Absolutely. We're going to come back. So that hopefully maybe in 2022. We're booking now. So I will let everybody know on the podcast.
Yep.
Absolutely.
So thank the 3 of you. Sharon, you did it again. You found patrons that don't embarrass us.
Because I know these people.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I mean, I've met Sharon in real life.
We have, we all had dinner together, Jay. That was the pizza place that we all went to at the last Nexus when we were all together. Kathleen was there.
Yeah.
So cool. Find some more people for next time.
I'm still taking names.
Yeah. But so far, like this whole thing has been so much fun for me, because I love to meet people that listen to the show, and this is like a great way to do it when we're not in person.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, my pleasure to all you guys. I really appreciate your time. Evan, would you like to say anything? Answer a question before we go, or do you got to go?
I don't have to go.
You want to take one question?
Want to take one parting question?
Okay. Here's just a fun fact. Where did it go? It just disappeared. 1 troy pound is 5,760 grains of barley, and is highly divisible by 2 to the power of 7, 3 to the power 2, 5, and 5. While a standard pound is 7,000 grains, which sucks for factors. Who cares about dividing a pound into 7? Thank you, Douglas Harder, for that. Okay, so hopefully everybody.
I'll remember that.
It's meaningful.
But it's not a fact that will stick in my head.
I know. I just can't imagine me knowing that tomorrow.
Science question related to the December 4th episode. Where do you, meaning they, skeptics, get their news? I often hear Steve read something in the news, but I'm curious what news sources everyone reads.
Oh God, I mean, dozens. I mean, it's right. I mean, Evan just told me of one I didn't even know of that he uses, that he likes. But I mean, I'm using. I really like Scientific American. I like Ars Technica. but I'll get news sometimes, science news from the New York Times, because oddly, like they'll write about things that I'm not seeing on the other heavy hitting science websites. I'm trying to think of places that most people wouldn't think about. Like I like to go to Wired to find offbeat stuff. How about you, Ev?
Yeah, I mean, all the usual ones that people mostly stumble across. I also like going directly to the sources sometime. I'll go to nasa.com a lot. Obviously, I'll go to the NIH a lot. I will go to science.org, obviously, and the AAAS, but also ZME. ZME is a really good science source. They sometimes bring up some topics that I don't always see everywhere else. So I go to them to look for some different topics. I was just there today, enjoying it.
All right, that's it, guys. It's 6:20 Eastern time. I'm going to have
cookies.
What I can't remember what food we're getting tonight. I was going to tell you like this awesome dinner. It's the the Asian pork filled, the dumpling, the big dumplings, like the really big
dumplings.
Oh, I can't wait! Yeah, my wife is making a special trip out to this restaurant that we love, and Bob and I and are going to watch a movie with our spouses and others.
2001: A Space Odyssey?
No, I will not watch that movie. I don't need to see that again.
I would never watch that movie again either.
Wow.
Ooh.
I saw it. That's the kind of movie
Steve's not here to defend
Steve,
himself.
you wouldn't believe. Steve, you would not believe
Give me
what
a
they're
break.
saying right now. They're down from 2001. They hate it.
Giving it a beat down.
Steve replied. He said, "Turn in your skeptic card."
We have to shut on the stream. Sorry. Okay. Wave
All right.
goodbye, everybody.
All right, bye everyone.
Thank
Good
you.
night. Thank you
Goodbye.
guys.
Great Friday.
Bye.
Great weekend.
Good, everybody.
See you next time.
Skeptic's Guide to the Universe is produced by SGU Productions, dedicated to promoting science and critical thinking. For more information, visit us at theskepticsguide.org. Send your questions to info@theskepticsguide.org. And if you would like to support the show and all the work that we do, go to patreon.com/skepticsguide and consider becoming a patron and becoming part of the SGU community. Our listeners and supporters are what make SGU possible.
You all stay.
Oh,
You all stay.
you got us.
Good job.
They're
I
getting
didn't know what to
wise.
expect.
They are wise.
But
You were going to pull that again.
We don't have anyone to sneak away from now that.
But the first time it happened, it's because I
Made a-
put it on my TV, the YouTube, and I just like walk away and I don't turn it off.
Right,
And you guys continue
same.
to talk, and I was like,
What are you doing?
I made a very high-tech graphic here for the post show, by the way.
Oh, very
Post
good.
show.
Very good.
Put
I
that
did
on
not
a
just
t-shirt.
write that in the 1 minute little.
No, didn't watch you do
outro.
that. I definitely
No.
didn't.
Nah, didn't happen.
Okay, this is a short one. I gotta go. Give my baby a bath.
All right, short one. What are we talking about?
I got one thing to say because I just got an early Christmas present.
You're welcome.
So my niece Ashley, her boyfriend Cormac, he and I both love video games, and he just gifted me for Christmas Cyberpunk 2077, which is great because the game has been out and a big update is coming very soon, which basically fixes all the complaints about it. So I'm super psyched that I have this game. I can't wait to check it out. So thank you, Cormac.
Cyberpunk. Sounds awesome.
Did any of you guys play video games?
I do.
What do you play?
Mostly Destiny on PlayStation. It's
I heard it's great.
Yeah, no, I mean, I really enjoy it because I play with my friends, so it's like a whole other community. And I started when I moved to Norway, and I wanted to keep in touch with my friends here. And then that's how we basically hung out. Was just play video games.
You speak Norwegian?
Very little.
But that means you could say a couple of words right now.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go.
I'm sure she's excited about this.
not to put you on the spot or anything.
Yeah.
I probably don't want to.
Yeah, Kathleen, you can't. We're all adults here. Just say something. Make it up.
Well, snackus is something like see you later or like talk later. Actually, it means talk later.
Snackus?
Snackus. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
sounds like a character from Harry Potter, actually.
Probably not the person to give you the pronunciation. That's like
we have Norwegians in the Discord.
I was going to say,
yeah, one of our mods.
We'll grab a Norwegian.
One of the mods is from Norway, and I met him.
Alkanen says snack lit norsk nah.
Yeah, that's exactly
that's
how I would have said it.
Nailed it.
Thank you.
Phonetically speaking.
Jackie, do you play video games?
The last one I played obsessively was Animal Crossing, if that counts.
That's huge. No, did you play it on the Switch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was totally
That game will suck you in. My kids play that game.
Mm-hmm.
That's a game that it's totally safe. Everything on there is totally G-rated.
Mm-hmm.
But I have to tell my kids, that you get to play this game for a couple hours and that's
then
it.
Stop.
Like a week.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like remember that farming game, Farmville or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
It's like Farmville on steroids.
Yeah. I didn't play that. I played The Sims also back in the day when that was a big deal. So I feel like it scratches the same itch. It's like decorating and collecting objects and all of that. I'm into that. So most recently, that for sure.
Sharon, are there any awesome library-based video games we don't know about?
Ooh.
I think I'm frozen on the video. I don't know what's going on.
No, you're good for me.
No,
okay. You look fine.
I'm frozen on my screen, but no. As far as I know, there are not library-themed video games.
There are library-themed board games. That's for sure.
Oh yeah.
Do you play any video games?
I don't. I like board games more than video games.
Yeah.
I don't actually play, so
Evan's camp.
Happy. Have you played Ex Libris? Of course you have.
No, I have not.
Play that.
I know. That's definitely one I should put on.
Did you get your recommendations?
I've been kind of slightly
for
obsessed
Christmas?
with Cytosis.
That's Cytosis. That was
nerdy.
Totally,
board
but
game
good with
sure.
good mechanics. Really good mechanics, and you learn stuff along the way.
I have
love those science-based board games.
Kickstarter version of it that has all.
Oh, cool! With the
I got
the stretch goal
yep,
stuff.
All the stretch stuff. Yep.
Gotta have those.
Jackie, what did you want to know?
So love it.
Oh, well, Sharon had tried to ask Evan last week about board game recommendations for Christmas presents, and I don't know if she got her.
And you guys jumped in.
You guys jumped in and started talking about video games.
Right. Games, sure. Halo 12 and shoot 'em up.
I know.
12.
I'm like, wait.
You still need your answer.
All right. So some of the ones I'm receiving this year are Azul, AZUL. It's a tile placement and organizing game with spatial awareness among it's really cool conventions in that game. So much, a lot of fun, really great game. Plays so well. AZUL. So look that up. Wingspan is another very good game. In which it is all about birds. You learn about birds and their nests and their habitats, and that also has fantastic game mechanics. It's excellent. Excellent. Elizabeth Hargrove was the designer of that game. She's an excellent game designer. So we highly recommend that one as well. And the best co-op board game we played this year, and we're going to be reviewing it coming up soon in our year-end show for Which Game First, is called Micro Macro Crime City. Jay, did you play that at Celeste's birthday party?
I own it now. Yeah,
you do own it now.
Yep.
I was blown away with how much fun that game was. First of all, I love co-ops because everyone plays all at the same time anyway. So it's it's always keeping everyone involved throughout the whole game, which is one of the best things I love about that. But it's just such a wonderful whodunit kind of storytelling, but all on this one enormous map with great cartoon drawings and excellent detail. It keeps you so much fun, so involved. Highly recommend that one.
Yeah, I was reading that one after you mentioned it last week. I was taking a look at it. Do you think there'll be, additional?
They've already announced it. They're working on the next version.
Okay, cool. Because that one looks really good. I like the idea of being all together with, everybody playing at once. Definitely. We were playing a card game when I was on vacation. I was playing with my nephew. It was one of the ones by the guy that does Exploding Kittens.
Yeah.
It's called Goat. How is it? Goat Cheese. Oh shoot! It's got like 5 names, and and basically you're slapping your hand on top of the cards, and we had to stop playing because I think my nephew was going to break my fingers. Taco Cat Goat Cheese Pizza. That's it.
The one.
I thought I was going to break my hand because he's a young kid, and he was slamming his hand down on the table. I'm like, okay, I'm going to break my hand playing this game.
Charlie Ross has asked me about a best 2-player co-op. I'll have to get back to you on that, Charlie, because I have to think about specifically something that's 2-player co-op. We're a 4-player panel, so we always gear ourselves towards 4. But I'll get back to you, Charlie, on that.
I like Betrayal at House on the Hill.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's very good.
Very cool and very, very replayable game because it's the type of game, as the game progresses, you're like in a haunted mansion of some kind of haunting, and the map changes every time you play because you're building it as you go, right? So you're just pulling out tiles that are different rooms in the house. So the house is never the same. And then whatever the bad thing is that happens, there's 50 different bad things that can happen, which is really cool. So if you play the game every once in a while, you just play it forever. It's just an awesome game.
There's so many great board games out there. For people who haven't played board games maybe in a while, come back to them because they have become so great, sophisticated, great storytelling devices. The artwork is beautiful. The components are wonderful. And the game mechanics are all now these sort of, have evolved and make the game playing experience that much more enjoyable. I've learned so many great games in the past few years, newer games. So come back to the board games. And it's a nice break from those computer games. I mean, I get that everyone loves their computer games.
But I have a question.
Wonderful break from that.
Do you own all these games? Because I always wonder, because that's a lot of different
Between
games.
the 4 of us, yes, we own all the games we play. Or some of them are given to us by Kickstarters, or publishers who want us to review the game for them. So yes, we do have them. Doggy time!
Doggy time! Oh, awesome!
This is Buffy.
Why is this happening now?
I don't know. I texted him earlier, but he didn't see it. I didn't want to leave. But
what's his name?
Her name is Buffy. Like the vampire slayer.
Of course, that's awesome.
She's a little rat
Buffy
slayer.
the Heart Slayer.
Yeah.
People were giving Kathleen's dog a little love at the very beginning of the show. I couldn't see. Was your dog sitting there looking out the window?
Yeah, hold on.
She was.
That scene from Up where the dog's using the collar to talk and goes squirrel, right? It changes.
Squirrel.
People are the same way with dog. All of us that we're talking about something.
Yeah, like,
dog, help me! Oh my God! Whatever else is happening.
There you go.
Evan, I have a couple that I'm going to put on the list for being on the Discord who are huge board game people. So you guys can all nerd out together.
Oh, dynamite! I'll hit everyone up there.
Wow.
We'll talk for hours.
Is that Kathleen? Is your dog part poodle?
Oh.
Yeah, so it's Bernese Mountain Dog Poodle.
Oh my God!
Poodles are the best dogs, man.
Beautiful animal.
Boy or girl?
Girl. Her name is Pim.
Pim. I love that.
There's that.
All right, next week I'll try to get my dog up here.
I will too.
We just replace everybody with a dog.
Yeah.
They might have a mind of their own.
Everybody wants to meet your dogs.
All right, we're going to go because Ian has baby responsibilities.
Okay.
The
all right.
baby.
Lots of
fun.
I guess that's
a responsible guy.
Fine.
Thanks again,
Okay,
guys.
I'm turning it down.
So
Next
much
week we'll do the
fun,
post
as
show.
always.
Oh, yeah.
Don't tell anybody about the post show.
This is our secret.
They have to. I want people to have to find this on their own.
Don't tell Steve. I really don't think he knows that this is happening.
Yeah.
Oh no, but nobody knows.
I love
nobody
that.
Nobody knows. I'm going to slowly mute you all one at a time. Bye-bye, Evan. Bye-bye, Jay. Bye-bye, Sharon. Bye-bye, Kathleen.
Bye-bye.
Here's Puppy. We'll just keep the puppy on screen. That's what it was. Bye. All right, everybody, go home. You can't stay here. Name that movie. It's not really from the movie, but it's whatever. Okay, go back.